Hey there guys, this is Sam.
And Justin.
And today we're going to be talking about the wonderful, in honor of the upcoming release of the much anticipated Robocop remake, we're going to be talking about the incredible
original
Robocop. What can be said about this movie that hasn't already been said?
It's
awesome. It really is an 80s action masterpiece.
Yes, definitely.
It's just got so many great things about it, and not too many flaws if you like 80s movies. Let's, I suppose, what do you want to talk about first?
I'll just start with the plot.
Okay.
That's what we normally do anyway.
Yeah. I suppose that you are more...
Well, the plot takes place in a futuristic Detroit.
Pretty much present-day Detroit.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Which is in like terrible shape. Crime is at an all-time high, and
pretty much like present-day Detroit.
And the police are even planning on striking, and just a bad place to be in.
Yeah, not a nice place to live.
No. And there's this officer named Alex Murphy, and he just gets transferred over. And they go on their first, him and his partner, Ann Lewis, go on their first job, and Murphy gets blown to shreds.
Yes, like destroyed.
Literally, yeah.
He gets his right arm shot off.
First his hand, and then the arm.
First his hand, then the arm, and then he gets shot in the face.
Yeah, we get shot in the chest like 1,000 times. And then
that was uneventful. But he does get shot in the face.
Yes.
You'd think, oh, he's dead. And he was.
Yes, and then there's the company OCP, which pretty much like runs like a ton of stuff there. It runs like the police force and stuff like that. And this guy has an idea for a cop on the street called Robocop,
who is a robotic cop.
Yes, and they end up taking Murphy and putting him in the suit. And pretty much making just like a robot out of his human body, kind of. That's actually kind of hard to explain, but
yeah. Well, he's a cyborg.
Pretty much.
And it's just exactly what you would expect: a robot that is run by a human brain, and it happens to be Alex Murphy's brain. And they tried to wipe his memory, but they didn't really do too good of a job on that, because he can definitely still remember things. He has flashbacks to his family and even to his own death.
Yeah, so slowly he starts remembering that, and then he ends up going after the guys who killed him.
Exactly. He even works with his old partner.
Yes.
Whatever her name is. And
yes, her. And that's the gist of the plot there.
Yeah.
So the acting is great.
It's got Red from That 70s Show. I don't know the actor's name, don't ask me, but he's like...
He's one of the main bad guys, and he's the best.
He's
the character's name, I know the character's name, Clarence Boddicker, but I don't know the actor's name. But he's that's one of the best villains. He's so cool. Peter Weller as Robocop is great. It's like his movements and the way he does these things, it's awesome.
And did you ever look up the name of the cop?
No, I didn't.
No, there's just one cop. We love this guy.
He's like the big police sergeant at the station.
Awesome dude. Yes. Yeah.
Yes. He gets better. He gets more to do in the sequels.
Yeah.
We'll get onto that later. Definitely. But this movie, one of the reasons why it is great is that it's a movie called Robocop.
Yeah.
It sounds like a children's cartoon, but it's one of the most violent and gory movies ever made.
Extremely.
Yes.
And when we say violent and gory, we mean well done violence and gore.
Speaking of that, see the unrated version.
Yes.
It only adds a few seconds, but those few seconds are so worth it. There's nothing there's no new plot scenes or anything. It's just a few extra seconds of gore they had to cut out in order to get an R, because the movie was originally an X before. So. Yeah. And it's awesome.
It is pretty sweet.
Yeah, the effects are really good. They're great.
Yeah, they're fantastic. This is the kind of movie where if you're making a movie, you have people getting shot, you want to aspire to make it look like this.
The director of the movie is Paul Verhoeven, also known for directing Total Recall, and he has like some of the craziest looking squibs, like blood squibs, like ever. Like they just not just like a little pop; they like explode.
Yeah, and it's over the top.
It's over the top
and ridiculous, but it's fantastic.
It's awesome. Like a good example actually would not be in Robocop, but would be in Total Recall when Schwarzenegger's using the dead body as a shield.
Yeah,
and just gets shot up. It's like that's kind of blood effects, and it's crazy.
Yeah, it really is.
It's insane. Like the scene where Murphy gets killed is actually almost hard to watch because of how brutal it is and how insanely violent. But it's awesome.
Yeah, and
like
so if you're we're horrible human beings, but if you like violence and gore, this is a good movie for it.
But even then, like the stop motion effects are great.
The stop motion effects. If you're into filmmaking and you like stop motion effects, this movie has got some of the best.
Yes.
With the
Ad
209, the robot that's like the competitor model with the Robocop.
Yeah, at the beginning of the movie, that has a malfunction.
Which is one of the greatest scenes
in movie history.
Yeah.
Yes, and then that kind of prompts the guys to improve the Robocop program. Because the old man who runs OCP is the guy from Halloween 3. I had to bring that up.
Because he's just awesome.
Yeah. Also, the effects, like, how you see, like, just, like, the chin and everything for Robocop, he takes off that, like, helmet, and his face is on there, and it looks where, like, his face is stretched onto something, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
onto the robot. It doesn't look
like
a guy in a mask.
Just regular. It looks like his own face the skin was taken off
that's what I'm
and stretched onto it.
And it just looks, it's so insane. You watch it, you're like, which is
not something you could say about the new Robocop movie. No. It just looks like a dude in a mask.
Pretty much. It's just a really fun action movie. It works because it sounds like it should be like a B action movie, but you can tell everybody put a genuine effort into it.
Yeah.
Like the story works really well. All the characters are believing what they're doing. They're not just like phoning it in because it's Robocop.
For the most part, it's really just a revenge story.
Yeah.
But it works.
Yeah, there's little twists and turns here and there with the villain and kind of a bit, but it all works and it just like is an awesome movie.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I don't know.
And for every villain that he goes down and tries to kill, it's just cooler every single time because I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's such a great movie. Like everything about it works. Like the story is all good. There's some good satire in the movie with like commercials and all that stuff.
I'd buy that for $1.
There's a lot of great quotes in this movie.
Oh, and of course, being an 80s movie, there are going to be a lot of one-liners and things like, I'll buy that for $1, or Dead or Alive, you're coming with me.
Yeah.
And
It's all
fantastic.
It all just works. And it is an awesome movie that is worth checking out. Definitely, like, one of my favorite movies. Not up there in, like, top 10-ish, but definitely up there as, like, one of my favorites.
It's one of my favorite action movies. And
I'm going so far as to say it's one of my favorite movies.
I'm not going to say it's one of my favorite movies in general. But it's definitely one of my favorite action movies.
I understand that, but it's one of my favorites. Out of 10.
Out of 10, I thought about this. I got to give it a 9. 9 out of 10. It's an incredible movie. I'm not going to give it a 10 out of 10. It has very few flaws with it, but 9 out of 10 is my score.
Yeah, screw it. I'm going to go 10 out of 10. Just because it's such an awesome movie.
I had a feeling you would.
Just because. It's Robocop.
It is Robocop.
It's Robocop. One of the greatest action movies ever, for sure.
It is incredible.
Yes. Sadly, less can be said about the franchise it spawned.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later.
We will. But until then, this has been Sam.
Justin.
It's Survival Review, and we'll see you guys later.